town shall transfer the property back to the Lubec Historical Society, subject to public access to a seasonal turnout. But that, you know, the public is still gonna have access to that. And that's part of the agreement.
Well, a seasonal turnout.
So are you clear on that now?
Yes, if we all agree to this, when they get it back, we still have a public access right of way essentially for the turnout, and I also think it should be back to the shore, which I don't know why that was missing. And it also states if it comes, they cease to exist, we get the property back for $1. If
Right.
if MMA
Which
says
I'm
we are
pretty
a
sure we do.
nonprofit.
All right, so if everybody's,
So there's a turnout, and the stuff that's gonna be dynamited down below and filled in and
but,
cut.
wait a minute,
Right.
Jim,
The
wait a
turnout
minute,
will
wait
be
a
built
minute,
after
wait a minute, wait a minute.
demolition.
Don't say dynamite. I don't think they do that anymore.
Oh.
People stuff fall
No, they
apart.
got machinery that comes in and just bites it off in pieces.
Oh, they do.
We're not gonna limit the way the contractor feels.
I'm not, I don't want people writing, when they're gonna blast it? We don't know. We don't know how they
Oh,
demo
okay.
it.
When the- Well, let's work it out in a, when they come in and disassemble it to the floor of the ocean, beach, it's going to be called a parking lot. I thought that I had heard previously.
I know, we're
at a
old
earlier
timers,
date,
parking
right?
lot.
Parking lot.
Part of it will be.
If it is a parking lot, what do you park on the lot? Is there going to be a road from the main road down to it?
That we have.
Actually, the artist rendition, which we've been,
Artist rendition, okay.
would show that it's a broad area of access and egress to that spot,
Broad area of egress.
which we don't know exactly what the grade height would be because we don't know how much fill the building is gonna create.
Well, the only
to bring
thing
it
I
up.
see there's a shorter road or a longer road. I'm just interested if
Okay.
there is going to be a
Right.
road.
I don't think there's gonna be a
You'll be able
road
to pull off of the roadway into this
area.
flat area.
Okay.
I'm thinking that there will be much more planning done.
Just
If
asking,
this is
really?
This
awarded,
just lets them go
and there will
forward.
be probably a committee.
Well, the historical society.
Well, I'm wondering when you talk about public access and you're gonna have it seasonal, whether you're gonna be able to walk to it just certain times of the year, if you're gonna be able to drive and park to it at certain times of the year. And it was set up and said that parking area. So, that would either mean bicycle or vehicle, I would assume.
Or
James, it
I
was
could
my
ride a horse and
understanding,
park it there.
yeah, that because there is no access, we have a lot of property we own, the Historical Society, that is beautiful shorefront.
Yep.
You just drive by it, you don't even realize that it's there, and if you want to stop, you can't, there's no place to stop. I think it was Sarah and someone else, and I apologize, I don't recall who. I know we sent emails back and forth about a turnout, where people can pull in if they wanted to and
Right,
stop and
wonderful
take
idea.
beautiful pictures.
Yep.
An artist can come with their easel and paint pictures or whatever, because you'll be able to see it.
Right.
So, but again, I think going back to what these two gentlemen and I have been dealing with, the Department of Transport, the DEP,
Mhm.
Environmental
Yep,
Protection,
right, right.
he's
Drop
saying
bill.
to us, he can't tell either. There is right now an easement down to the road, down, but are you asking, is that road, the easement, that easement will stay there. What it's for, I think it's VARP, is that what that?
Well,
No.
the debris that's gonna be dropped and covered over is either gonna have hot top or grass on it. That's kinda like what I'm
He
curious.
was saying grass. The gentleman from the
Okay, so
DEP
it's
was
just gonna
saying
be
grass.
added on to an area
Yes.
of grass, so okay,
Okay,
fair enough.
Right.
It's gonna be some landscaping.
yes,
Yeah.
there will
Fill,
be.
and it's gonna look nice.
Okay.
Hopefully it will entice people when they come into town, because we are the first, except for Uncle Tippy's business that you see, and currently we have a few businesses that have closed, so it would give people a beautiful way to turn out, just like you go down to Screwed Point or any
Right.
place else, and you can pull in and just admire. We also had envisioned in the conversations that we had with Nick Hodgkins from the Department of Environmental Protection of having some type of display. They could be on wood stands, and it would say, okay, you are here, and if you go up this road,
Right, yeah,
you
information
have the
kiosk.
historical district, and then if you go this way, you will go down towards Campobello, you go to Water Street.
Right.
So people know where they're going, because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't once they get into town. You're kind of like, okay, well, where is it? You know. So
Sure.
we were hoping that would entice people
Yeah,
also.
that's a good idea.
It's some historical information.
Oh, absolutely.
Do we need an action on this, or are we
Yeah.
waiting for more?
I don't think we can take
Information.
action yet until we find out if we qualify to cover number 10.
Yeah,
And we haven't really decided if we're keeping the word seasonal or not.
yeah, because we gotta know more from what John has sent out to find out to see if we are,
Right. So other
so.
than those two issues, we've been rolling, seem to
Right.
be on
Yeah.
the same page.
Good.
The other thing that I sent in is, I got a note from Nick Hodgkins. And basically what this is just a little bit of an outline. It's got some times, it's got some dates, and it's just an estimate as what the project's gonna take place.
All right, so,
Now, if we wait and vote on this on the next meeting after we hear back from MA,
Right.
will we still be in line with the time table?
Close to it.
Good.
okay, so,
Because that way, we can't approve it until we know if we qualify
Right.
nonprofit.
Right.
right.
So,
So,
I think
Alright.
we should decide if we're keeping the word seasonal or not, and then vote on it next meeting when we know the MMA's decision.
I make a motion that
that happened.
Well, we gotta make a decision of the seasonal part first.
Do you want to get a legal interpretation of that, or we could decide that right now and have only one thing we're waiting for?
I just think we should remove seasonal, just leave it to be a turnout easement.
I guess myself personally, if I'm willing to say if the Historical Society ceases to exist at any point in time, that the town would automatically get the right to buy it for $1. And we've got some beautiful land there,
That's
but
not
I'm
what-
asking for one thing, is that it be a seasonal turnout. It's kind of a give and take.
But you're also
It takes
asking for us to take over it so that we can do the due diligence on the property.
Yes, that is correct. I wouldn't ask that if the state would let us do it, but we can't. So it
You're
also
over a
benefits
barrel.
the town. I mean, we need to start to say, what are we going to do to beautify and make people want to come to Lubec? And the more we can enhance the community, the better
Well,
off we
right
are.
now, how many wrinklers or clammers or anything uses that road to get down?
There's
to
a
the-
few.
There
There's a
is
few. I
some,
think
right?
that's who I saw
So-
down there. I was
so-
concerned for
So
their
if they
safety.
if they can't go down there, and the rest is all private land from there out the road, they're gonna have quite a job getting down to the beach to
In that area.
make a few
In that
dollars,
area.
right?
So that's a question to
So
you.
that is one thing that,
So do
But
you have
there
a
is an
problem with
easement
people?
already there.
Yeah, but that easement will literally disappear, and unfortunately, with lines on paper, that easement is locked in its position, and that was access from 189 down to the Columbia factory.
That is
Yeah.
And we
correct.
all understand here at this table that when this project is done, that will be a memory. That easement won't be there anymore, so it'll be at the edge of the turnout, someone's gonna step over a
right,
a low log
gotta-
fence or something to keep vehicles from rolling off.
I gotta say, and I'm with Justin onto it, I think that it should be open
Yeah, have
mainly,
easements
mainly
out of
because
water.
in the wintertime, there would, as far as the flowers or the lawn or anything that would be down in there, it wouldn't be bothered because it'd be all winter, and there'd be a way to keep it down on the beach, for them to pick wrinkles, big clams, whatever, help out some poor soul that needs to make $1. And that would be an open access just to come up and out of that, and,
It doesn't have to be maintained.
right,
If someone wants to
No,
quote
but we have to
it,
insure it.
but if there's
Or
already,
the question is, as this Mr. Walston that was just here, if you have an easement, who does the easement belong to? Does the easement belong to the town?
we'll always have right to the easement.
yeah.
Land under it would technically be whoever owns the land.
So then an easement would be that
We have permission to go across the
go
land.
across it.
Right.
What happens if someone falls on that easement?
And they won't be able to sue them then.
That's what I'm asking.
We can't sue, can they
You can't sue the
get anything?
municipality, so
Right, municipality they couldn't.
they're
sue.
on the easement. But, I mean, if we want to keep the easement that's there, even though it might not be conducive to you guys' landscape project, I'm okay with that. But
The only thing I'm thinking of too is, it's people that have had access to the beach and shore for a long period of time, lived there all their life. Let's just say, the only thing that comes to mind to me, Bob, is sour grapes.
I don't see, and I know John
That's
has
all.
been there and Michael has been there.
You know,
People are not using that every day. There's not.
No, I know that.
It's not there. I would be conducive to saying, if that's the case, that we need another small easement so away from where this work is being done, further down between what the Historical Society owns and Robinson, still giving you access down.
Well,
But
Mr. Robinson would be pretty
this
solid
doesn't
in holding
specify
his
where it has to
clay
be
feet.
either.
Right.
Wouldn't-
Say that again,
right.
Justin?
This agreement doesn't specify
That's what
where
I'm saying. I'd be
it
willing
has
to
to be.
say,
just
let's
there
look
has
at
to be
possibly
a
another
way.
easement I don't think that Nick Hodgkins is under the impression that this is going all the way down to the beach. That turnout
No, it's
is.
not.
The
It's
turnout
not.
is, but there would be,
The
if someone wants to
turnout,
No.
I've
walk.
got one saying yes and one
No,
saying
the
no.
turnout's not going all the way. However far that amount of debris covers, and incidentally, the edge of it needs to be finished the same way the repair work was done out on Carrying Place Cove. The state has strict guidelines on shoreline stabilization. We wouldn't be able to use the concrete in that because it's got to be stone of a certain
I
size.
think we're talking apples and oranges.
It's not going to be a boat ramp.
I didn't, no
Okay.
one, I don't believe
It's gonna
either
be,
of us
there's
ever
gonna be a
thought it was
bank.
boat
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
just to dispel any
Right.
thought that
Right.
it goes, grades down to the water.
No.
No, it will
But
not.
if someone wants to walk down over the edge to the
Right.
shore, like
At their
they
own
have
risk,
been now,
at their own risk.
They have all their
They don't
lives.
have all their lives. I mean, that's, I don't see any problem with that.
but we should make sure the easement goes to
Well, that's what I'm
the water.
saying. Are you asking then that when this rendition is done, we have the area where the turnout is going to be, go down a little further and put an easement? It's away from there.
I don't really want to specify sitting here that it has to start at the edge of your turnout because we don't know the landscape yet.
Right,
But
yeah,
there should
sure.
be a way to go across part of the historical property to the ocean.
Yeah,
Whether
people
it's-
had access to
Whether
that.
it starts in the turnout or whether it stays close to the original easement,
Right.
I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't know yet because we need to have the
Right.
DEP
but
take
this
over.
isn't
and see
saying
what they-
where it'll be, it's just saying that there will be one.
Well, you can hold up to see what the drawing's gonna look like and go from there. if we
That-
have to.
Well,
But that
we
will-
really can't because you've
That
got
will
to take
keep
it over.
the contract.
So you can apply for the application.
Right.
Remember, you've
But
got
this
to
is a
apply.
detail that will be established near the end of the project.
But
If
we
we're in
don't-
agreement that it will be somewhere, then that's fine.
That's not-
Then the next step is, it's not going to be actually identified as, this is the area that we say is the easement. Am I following? That's what the group has been saying?
Right, we want to have
Okay.
it so that eventually we will have a right to go to the shore.
Right, that's
We
all.
Okay.
can't sit here because I don't
Now,
know the way
nope,
we're gonna fill
nope.
it in,
All right.
where that line will be.
Okay, so an
until
easement to be
afterwards.
determined
Right, at, yeah, completion
During
of the project
construction.
to go to the beach.
as a
So
result.
that doesn't mean anything, as long as that's written in. That way, it gives individuals the right to.
So,
So we can leave the seasonal turnout wording and just put, in addition, easement to the water,
Right.
if that,
Well, it's not, well, how about just easement to the shoreline, the shore, because we
Right.
don't always have water
Oh,
down,
right,
you know,
right.
that's why I don't want to say.
I like that